Hello students, good morning all of you. You are most welcome to my video class. My name is Harendra Tiwari from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Today in this video, I am going to introduce you a very special chapter from class 9th standard. This is the structure of the atom. You know, in chapter 3rd, we have started our journey to understand the atom. What is the atom? There we have conceptualized the term atom. So, in the chapter 3rd, whatever we have learned, the atoms, molecules, ion, calculation of number of atoms, calculation of number of molecules, there our concept was only totally blind about inside part of the matter. Means there we have analysis only the matter is such a smallest particle, but now we are going to open that small particle and looking inside the small particles that we call the atom. So there in the chapter 3rd, our atom was closed and we did analysis of the something we have analyzed, we have learned the something about atom. But now we will open the atom and we will see inside that what are present. Anything else is smaller than atom, or atom is the smallest particle. This matter gives us understanding that atom is not a smallest particle, atom is a smaller particle. There are some more fundamental particles that is present inside the atom. So there you have just a understanding, you develop understanding atom is the smallest particle. But now we will open that smallest particle, this is a one door and we will open and look inside the smallest particles and we observe what are the things are present inside the atom. This chapter will give us the understanding about there are more fundamental particles, how they discovered and how the journey started as the structureless of the atom and became structure of the atom. Means in the 18th century, the 18th or before that, the scientists had started their journey from the smallest particle of matter. They conceptualize the term atoms and there they do not have any idea about that atom should have any structure. But now in the beginning of 19th century, at the end of the 19th century and mid-term of the 20th century when we talk, then we have got the idea about atom is not a structureless, it is a structure. It has a structure. Atom is not a structureless particle, atom has some structure. So first of all, I introduce you the learning content of this chapter, means what are going to learn, that we call the learning objective or learning content. So learning objective, learning content, or that is objective which you are going to learn in this chapter. The first of all, I will introduce introductory part, somewhat I introduced right now already. The second is that discovery of discovery of charged particles in matter. This discovery played an important role to convert the structureless atom to the structure in matter, that is electron and proton. So how electron has discovered and how proton has discovered, we will do study in details. Then third is discovery of neutral particle in matter. Neutral particle in matter. The neutral particle we conceptualize by the term of the neutron. Then after the discovery of these electron, proton and neutron, scientists were curious to explain how these electrons, protons and neutrons are arranged inside the atom. So we call that is the model of atom. The first views given by one of the scientists, his name J.J. Thomson, that we call the Thomson's model of an atom. Then after him, another scientist put forward his model, that is Rutherford. His name was Rutherford, so we call Rutherford's model of an atom. Then next is Bohr's model of an atom. So we will do study in detail about Thomson and Rutherford model, and in short we will study Bohr's model of an atom. When we look the all story about the model of the atoms, the opinion of the different scientists, they brought their opinion and put forward on the basis of the many experimentation. They perform the experiment and observe, and on the basis of the observation they put forward some results that we study that model of an atom. So we can clearly classify the model of atom into two classes. One is the modern model of atom, whatever we have the present time, and before that modern atomic model we are having the classical model of the atom. In the classical model of the atom, Thomson, Rutherford, Bohr's model is considered. So now in this class you are learning about the classical model of an atom. In the class 11th standard you will study in details about the Bohr's model of an atom and modern model of atom, that is called the quantum mechanical model of atom. The next point is that distribution of electrons inside atom, that we call the electronic arrangement, that is put forward by the Bose and Bury. We short call it electronic configuration. This is a very interesting topic. There you will learn that how to write the electronic configuration, means how are the electrons are arranged inside the atoms, and when this picture of the arrangement of the electron inside the atoms will clear to your brain, then you will be easily write the electronic configuration. So as per as your syllabus, you will learn the electronic configuration, that is means the distribution of electron in the cell only, not in a orbital. Next is that next concept there we learn that atomic number, then mass number, and atomic number, mass number will give the another understanding about isotopes and isobars. Before going to be atomic number and mass number, we will learn the valency. Extremely sorry. When we have learned that electronic configuration, then there we will learn how to find the valency, calculate the valency of an atom. The valency concept and calculation of valency. Then you will learn the atomic number, after that mass number, then isotopes and isobars, isotopes 13, isobar 12, and at last the average atomic mass, So these are the learning content. You are going to understand and learn these many concepts that build up and make you strong in the knowledge of or in the field of chemistry. So after this concept, you will be able to explain the discovery, how the discovery of charged particles has taken place, how the discovery of neutral particles has taken place, what is the Thomson model of an atom, what is the Rutherford model of atoms, how Thomson model put forward his atomic model, how Rutherford put forward his atomic model, how Bose put forward his atomic model. The meaning of model is that Thomson, Rutherford, Bose, meaning is that it is their opinion about the atom. Are you getting? Big Thomson model of an atom means what? The opinion of Thomson's about the atom, how the electrons, protons, neutrons are arranged inside the atom. Is it clear? So you have noted down it. Then I will continue the introductory portion. Now, introduction. What happened in 1808? I take you back in the history when the John Dalton proposed or given his atomic theory. Given by John Dalton, atomic theory. You already familiar with the atomic theory given by the John Dalton. So when he put forward his atomic theory, then he conceptualized atom is a structure less particles. Whatever he told about the atom, absolutely he conceptualized or he has thinking that atom do not have any, atom does not have any structure, means nothing present inside the atom, and he has given his atomic theory that we study as a Dalton's atomic theory. The major drawback, there are many drawbacks we have found, but the major drawback was, or we can say the major drawback of Dalton atomic theory, is what? The major drawback, do you know? It could not able to explain it, could not able to explain why atoms of different elements are different to each other. The point number one, there are the two major drawbacks. The first drawback was of Dalton atomic theory, why atoms of different elements are different to each other. If you ask, hello Daltons, could you tell me why atoms of different elements are different to each other? Dalton will tell, no, I don't have any answer of your query. The second drawback is that why atoms of same elements or different elements or different, why atoms of same elements or different elements combine with each other, and how they do combine with each other. If you ask, Dalton sir, could you tell me why the atoms of the same elements or different elements combine together? Means how does chemical reactions possible? Why do combine? Why hydrogen combine and give the H2? Why nitrogen atom combine and give the N2? Why oxygen atom combines and give the O2? Why hydrogen combine and give the water? And how this combination takes place? John Dalton will reply you, sorry, I do not have answer. Means I am telling to you here, John Dalton will reply means his atomic theory, whatever the opinion he has about the atom, that he put forwarded by the name of under the heading of Dalton's atomic theory, that atomic theory could not have the response of these queries. Then our research is moving on forward, and the major drawback changes we observed in 1886, 1897 and 1932. The name of the scientist, Eugen Goldstein, discovered the proton. Then J.J. Thomson, he was able to discover the electron. And 1932, the name of the very prominent scientist James Chadwick, he discovered a neutral particle, neutron, electron negatively charged particles, proton positively charged particles, and this discovery had shown us the new path of the journey of the to conceptualize atom is a structureless to the structure of the atom. This journey from structureless of the particles now became the structure of the atom. These major discoveries brought a lot of the changes in the field of science, not even in physics, even in chemistry. Discovery of proton, discovery of electron and discovery of neutron had shown the path, and it stimulated the brain of the scientist to think something else, to think something new, because these particles are observed from the atoms. The existence of these particles, it is observed, this is coming from the inside the atoms. Means they have started to thinking that something present inside the atom. Clear? So you have noted down this drawback and these points that leads to play an important role to discovery and conceptualize the atom is a structure. Atom has a structure. So these changes brought a very large So now our topic is discovery of charged particles. Discovery of charged particles, electrons and protons. Electrons and protons. Before going to introduce you the discovery of charged particles, here I am willing to tell you a very interesting point about these discoveries. Do you know how these discoveries have done? You don't have idea about it. That's why you are watching this video. In detail discussion we will do after the introduction of very great invention, that is discharge tube. Now might you have a queries or what is this? Dear student, in absence of this discharge tube, the discovery of electrons, proton and charged particles or neutral particles, charged particles especially, not possible. Means this invention, a great invention, discharge tube invention, this is invented by a great scientist, his name William Crookes. In honor of him, we call it the Crookes tube also. William Crookes, he designed a discharge tube, and with the help of that discharge tube, tube these discovery have done. Means the discovery invention of the discharge tube played an important role to discover and identify electrons and protons to study the structure of to study the properties of the electrons and protons. Once again I am telling, the invention of discharge tube played an important role to identify the such charged particles, electrons and protons, and to study the characteristics properties of electrons and protons. So first we will understand what is the discharge tube. So here I am going to make a sketch of the discharge tube. Discharge tube, it is a glass tube, right? It is made up of the glass tube that is fitted with two electrodes. It is fitted with two electrodes. The electrodes connected to the negative terminal of battery and positive terminal of battery. So this is our battery, this is battery, and this electrode is connected to this battery. Let me draw little beautiful structure. Now this is connected, and this battery, the source of electricity, it has negative terminal and positive terminal. So this is what? This is the discharge tube. We call it the discharge tube. It is made up of the glass tube, we call it. Inside that gases are filled, right, at very less temperature and pressure. So for maintaining the pressure, here the vacuum pump is installed for maintaining the pressure inside the tube. He has installed or mounted here a vacuum pump. We call it the suction pump also. Vacuum pump. It maintains the internal pressure. It maintains the internal pressure. The terminal glass tube fitted with the two electrodes. The electrode connected to the negative terminal of battery, we call it cathode, and the electrodes connected to the positive terminal of battery, we call it anode. Why we call discharge tube? Because gases are discharged inside this glass tubes under high pressure and temperature when the electricity is processed, and these gases, as we know that these gases is constituted by the different atoms. So atoms, maybe you take the helium generally. This is inert, that's why we prefer to take the helium. Helium made up of the atoms, and inside the atoms the something is there. When we pass the electric current, then from the atoms we will observe the something is coming out. So how we will observe and what are the conditions to get that observation, we will continue in the next class. For today, this much only. So once you revised all those concepts and do prepare here in this class, I explained the learning content of this new chapter, structure of the atom, and the introduction, why and how the structure of the terms came in existence, because the Dalton's atomic theory was unable to give the answer of the some questions. Then the discovery has started and move on forward, and after the discovery of electron, proton, neutrons, we are ready to accept that yes, atoms has some structure, and that discovery, especially the discovery of electron and neutron, was possible because of the invention of this very beautiful and interesting instrument that we call discharge tube. In honor of the William, we will call the William, in honor of William Crookes, we call the Crookes tube also. So that's all for today. At last I tell you thank you. We will meet in the next video. Then you do study. Wish you all the best.